in a few days, October is going to end, and it will mean that we're going to be officially 1 month away from Beesmas starting. But going into November and overall just this entire time until Beesmas starts, you want to be doing some very specific things and focusing on those specific things, because if you didn't know, Beesmas is probably the biggest buff you can have in Beesmas. Like, people go from level 0 Hive to maybe even level 20 if you play or macro enough and know what you're doing, because of all the ornament buffs for crazy honey and also all of the decorations and everything for just crazy materials. So I'm gonna be giving you loads of tips and loads of things to focus on before Beesmas starts to make sure you are as geared up as possible, as stacked as possible on everything, and just knowing you're going to be ready by those 50 smoothies from the catalog. Anyway though, let's just start off with the most self-explanatory, the most basic tips ever, being focusing on your Hive as much as you can, getting your levels up, getting everything up, getting a really good SSA, just macroing as much as you can, really completing all quests. Like, you gotta make sure you have as much honey as possible, because I'm gonna be real, there could be some new gear, who knows, since everything is hidden. Same with materials, you just want to make sure you're grinding on everything. But talking about materials, do make sure you have loads of stingers if you're red, or anything really. Make sure you're just stinger hopping the entire time using revolution macro. But I'm also recommend grinding a lot of polar bear quests actually, because if you didn't know, the more polar power you have, the more bitter berries and the more bond you get, and even fruit you get from the Beesmas feast. So if you don't macro or overall really just do sprout parties, then you're going to get a crazy amount of fruit from the Beesmas feast every 1.3 hours in Beesmas. So having loads of polar power is going to be insane for anyone. Another thing is, I would definitely recommend doing loads of Puffshrooms for the wax, because not only you probably need a lot of wax maybe for the dark side popper or even the gummy baller, which yeah, you do gotta get your Robux ready for all the Beesmas bundles that are always insane. I'ma probably go like 10k ready, not gonna lie, but just getting all wax ready, all extract, things like that, because if we do actually get new bags, then they will 100% have something to do with wax, and most likely loads of glue as well, and tropical drinks, or really just any new gear. Like, we'll have to get it at one point, and this Beesmas has a really high chance, because it just seems like the time for something new to come out like that. Obviously grinding your amulets too, and obviously as well, I would recommend, if you can't really kill your stump snail like that fast, maybe it takes a day or something of just AFKing, then I definitely recommend leaving everything just ready so you can get as many gingerbreads as possible. Also having gifted vicious beast so it respawns faster, of course, whenever it is Beesmas. Then I'ma also recommend, I was about to talk about the bee quips, but that's kind of like trading is disabled and everything, and I doubt it's going to be disabled, or I mean enabled until Beesmas. So yeah, anyway though, let me move my camera, because every single Beesmas we now have stickers, and although it's not as much as we had in the summer Beesmas, we will have some sort of stickers for most likely Riley Bee again, Bucko Bee again, maybe Honeybee, definitely BBM, probably a cub buddy, not gonna lie, so get your cub buddies ready if you are trying to plan on doing BBM, maybe Spirit Bear as well. Okay, most bears will have stickers, but these stickers are probably gonna be something like flame, whatever it is. This one for Riley Bee, maybe the cool back, okay, that's too crazy, maybe the blue square again for Bucko Bee. So you just get most blue bee equips. I might definitely get them too actually, because I kind of want them. Probably some star signs as well and everything. Same with definitely the scythe and definitely the bubble ones. They're usually there, at least they were there for the last 2 Beesmases, even the one after. I do recommend also setting up macros and making sure you have the correct settings for them, because they will be really useful for also nectar, getting loads of tickets probably too, grinding as much as you can, definitely, and I mean definitely making sure all your nectar shower vials are at least 10, because even if you don't macro and if you want to boost or do some crazy quest, you will need nectar. Like, nectar is a really big part of the game, unless on it hopefully makes it so it can finally grow offline. I don't know why planters still can't grow offline, because it literally wouldn't hurt the game a single bit. But making sure you have at least, I'm gonna say 1 quadrillion honey, if not then 100 trillion for Beesmas. Never know what's about to come out unless we get test realm, then we will exactly know. Obviously grinding up your amulets as much as possible. I do recommend, if something, in case we do get the elite HQs or anything, you could get up to 500 Bucko and Riley quests to actually enter them. Do recommend definitely that, because sometimes I know how on it be. Make sure you guys are claiming your daily goo dispenser, or I mean daily glue dispenser for the 5, hitting all your daily mobs like King Beetle, Tunnel Bear. Gift your vicious bee by the way for that, because they're gonna spawn even faster. Same with Coconut coconut crab, you definitely need it a lot. Like, this is the time you want to start grinding bee swarm, bro. That Beesmas is going to hit crazy. I'm going to be honest. Like, you guys need it. Same with Puffshroom runs. Right? Do as many Puffshroom runs as possible. Same with Stig Bugs, even if you want the better amulet. Make sure, and I mean make sure like 1,000,000,000% you're using your sticker stack a lot. Like, whenever you boost, you can just use tickets, bro, because you need as high of a sticker stack as you can, because a boost usually lasts 30 to 45 minutes long. But even when you're doing Robo Challenge, maybe even, okay, not an hour, but like 50 something minutes. So this being pretty high is going to be really good, unless you're doing honey days and everything as blue or anything, then you know what I mean. Talking about as blue Hive though, and even boost for blue and everything red Hive and white Hive too, you do want to make sure you're doing loads of Robo Challenges. Literally same with stinger hopping, as I said before, bruh, because you get loads of smoothies, turpentines, if you want to get bee quips too, of course, and purple potions, and even loaded dice. So just macroing for materials too as much as you can. If you are blue Hive though, not using glitter this entire month, I would recommend as well, and then spam using glitter whenever Beesmas comes out, because that glitter is going to be so crazy and going to make you literally 50 times more while you're just using glitter every hour. Or even after you get the blue field booster and get like blue flower, for example, maybe some field dice as well. So just save up all your materials, because why use them in November when you can just use all of them in Beesmas and make 50 times more that you would have made? Like, it just makes sense to do that. So basically just overall not using any materials, probably not really boosting as much unless you're trying to get better at boosting, then sure, but making sure you have loads of materials right before Beesmas starts. Technically it's 2 months right now if you think about it, because Beesmas is going to release towards the 25th, 26th for Christmas Day as always, unless, you know, something happens. I don't want to say for sure, but that's what it usually is, and that's what we can usually expect. So of course, just grinding materials, making sure you're as good as possible. My microphone is given alien language. I don't know what's happening there. Anyway, macroing on planters, even if you can. You will get a bigger balloon blessing whenever you are actually in Beesmas too, if you are blue. So making sure you have as much things as unlocked, as much Robux as possible, as much stickers for all the quests, as much as you can. Literally just everything that I described. I hope this has helped. If it hasn't though, I'm gonna try to help you in the comments. But yeah, anyway though, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.